People get more appealing when they see you do your lights. Like it makes it more personal as opposed to, there's my nice windows clean and everything.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever driven down a street and been like, whoa, they have some really clean windows.
You got it.
Hey, like exactly. So they will share with their friends and hey, if it's big dirty and everything, but they'll drive down the street, your neighbors see it, and then once the neighbors see it, like I want that too.
All right, Jameel, thank you so much for joining me today. Really appreciate you taking the time out to talk about success stories of people running businesses in the decorative lighting world. So to start off with, can you just tell me a bit about yourself and your business and how long you've been around for?
All right, so I just started this business. It wasn't really started with the lights. I've actually part of a franchise for Elite Window Cleaning. And throughout the year, we focus on cleaning, external cleaning, gutter cleaning, pressure washing, things of that sort. But found out that near the tail end of the year, we don't really have much going on when it gets cold up in here in Canada. So yeah, we're just expanded this and started to see how else can we broaden our horizons in there. So I've been in business now for about a year and a half now, and excited to sort of bring in a new chapter inside of our service line to make people a little extra happy.
Yeah.
With lighting.
Nice. So how did you hear about lighting? How did it come up and like how'd you find out about it?
Well, actually, it was just from the franchise. So the franchises that started recently partnered with everybody with I guess Big Star Lights, and they told us about it. When I first started, I did not know about lighting at all. This was something sort of new to us, and for us, we didn't even think about permanent lights. It was more of the up and down, going up and with the temporary lights and everything. So that's how we found out about it. I didn't know much about it until I actually, saw that, and it turned out that it was actually a godsend having us to actually extend a few months into the year and actually be able to generate some extra revenue throughout the slow times
Yeah.
in our business. So yeah, definitely was something that is worthwhile looking at, especially if you get some slow time.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's awesome to hear, to keep you guys busy and have that revenue in the off season.
Got it.
And now that you've done some lighting, how do you feel about it? Like now that you've had,
It's a lot easier. I had than I thought. So, and that's the thing too. Again, when you're going into it, and me, I'm not really a handy person at all. Like,
yeah,
farthest from handy. I came from a background where I worked in offices all the time, worked in hospitals. So I was a little intimidated, I will admit. Like, I didn't know what was to come and what is required. But after you start going into it and seeing what it actually takes, it doesn't require a lot. And the reward from it, people get more appealing when they see you do your lights. Like, it makes it more personal as opposed to, there's my nice windows clean and everything. This is a nice new talking point. And when it comes to holiday lights, it's more an emotional feel. So yeah, it was definitely something good to add here.
yeah, you get those like feel good feelings after you've done a light install and you see the reaction from people.
Oh, by far, yeah. When it's especially now that we did some of the permanent lighting and everything, they just smile more. So, especially when their kids come out and see these colors and everything, it's so good. But yeah, the holiday lights, it's such an emotional feel for these people that you just feel more rewarding. I
Yeah.
think when putting these up for them.
You kind of already answered my next question, but like what has been the most rewarding part of running your business?
Yeah, that's it right there.
Yeah.
So I'd say from the windows, it comes dirty. People don't really talk about their windows when they don't. They have talked to their friends saying, "Hey, look, my windows are shiny and clean." It's great for them to have in there, but
Yeah.
after putting the lights, the reviews, the testimonials, the referrals that you get from it when people see it on the street, it's like, "Hey, what's the neighbor doing over there?" It's like they're doing these lights. So
Totally.
with the permanent lights, it just makes everything just so I don't know. I can't describe it. It's hard to describe. It just
Yeah.
has such a nice feel when they're just so happy and they say thank you for doing this. And yeah, you cannot beat
Yeah.
that feeling. And when he puts a smile on the family's face.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I've ever driven down a street and been like, "Whoa, they have some really clean windows."
You got it. Hey, yeah, you will share with your friends and hey, if it's
Yeah.
dirty and everything, but they'll drive down the street, your neighbors see it, and then once the neighbors see it, it's like, I want that too. It's like
Totally.
definitely
Yeah.
spreads really quicker than having just the windows and the gutters cleaning.
What would you say has been the most challenging part of running your business?
The challenging part right now I was fairly new to this. So I think the challenging part for me this previous year, since it was my first year, was just getting used to I guess the lingo, the products, just sort of understanding the quoting because I messed up a lot of it quoting. I'll be honest. It feels like a digital what it is that you do price points. So you took some hits, but then you also made some more when you sort of learned it. But The challenging part again was just the doing of the first couple ones. But once you get it under your belt, it becomes almost like just routine. It's like you do 1 or 2 homes. I could now, from the first time going over to a house where I had to go and measure fully and see that, I can now go on Google Maps, look at it, look at a garage, use that as perspective and all that. I can get together a quote and a price that's pretty much on par with getting there. So that was the challenging part, was, pricing it and that. But yeah, now it's pretty much straightforward once you do it a couple times. Like that was more challenging.
Yeah, amazing. Well, yeah, it's good that you're able to like overcome that. I think jumping into anything new can be intimidating, but then after you've done it a few times and you realize, oh, you just got to follow those steps.
All the steps, yeah, it just becomes routine and everything. So it's with the equipment and learning the equipment, seeing what it can do and just how to talk about it and everything. At first, it is a little, like I said, a little challenging, but no, it's a lot easier than you would think.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier than you would think.
So I know you've already added permanent lighting and you brought that up several times. So what made you consider permanent lighting and why did you choose to like bring that on?
So the permanent lighting, one thing is the revenue from permanent lighting is instantaneous. So temporary lights is great. Like I love the temporary light aspect. I like that you get to go back and, take it up, bring it down. It's almost like a recurring revenue.
Yeah.
But I feel that's just so limited in terms of what the person can do and experience, because you only get it for 8 weeks, I guess we would say, throughout the year of really getting to experience that side of it. So with the permanent lights, I just like the customer visit. I'm not making up a word here. Customizability. I think that's all that.
Nailed it.
Oh, it's perfect. Way there of that, and it's a year-long feel. So it's not just pairing for Christmas. It's all different holidays. So Valentine's Day, we got St. Patrick's Day, Canada Day. You had when your team wins, you could change your house and everything. So there's a lot of more functions and more fun things a person can bring to their house with the permanent lights, as opposed to just that, like I said, the 8 weeks of the year where they can do it. So I just think it's just such a much more feel good when they have their kid there and then you put on the rainbow colors or you put on all that stuff and the kid light up and all that. That's the part about permanent lights that I enjoy. And like I say, I'll say it again, the revenue and the permanent light. Like you starting a business like this, you want that upfront revenue right there to keep things going. So
Yeah.
that definitely saved me a lot, especially starting new. It was like, it helped my bank account a little bit there.
And like you said already, it's not just that 3 months of the year where you have that business. It's kind of, you can grow that all entire year.
Year long.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to, because it's winter time, but as soon as spring hits, I'm looking forward to it, because doing them in the wintertime showed that we can do it in the cold. I can't wait till it's summer. I can't wait till it's like it's nice weather and we're out there putting these up there in our shorts and our fingers.
Yeah.
There, instead of freezing our clothes on, putting our hands off.
Trying to install the lights in a blizzard and there's like 2 feet of snow.
Right. So when I think that we do now have something that we could, sell throughout the year,
Yeah.
that is another great deal for us. Like, especially with window cleaning, our leads are right there. So after we do finish cleaning the windows or cleaning the gutters and everything, it was like, hey, by the way, take a look at these lights. Is this something you'd be interested in? Or even when I talk to somebody who says, hey, we're interested in putting pod lights up. Like, slow down. There's other options instead of pod lights. What if I give you these permanent lights that gives you that effect, like pod lights? So now you can do that and you can still have the whole feel for the holidays. So is this going to be such a wonderful addition to my year when I'm now able to talk to these, like my leads and my clients, and just say, hey, how about I upsell you into, well, not upsell them like that, but how would I just offer you, these permanent lights that can really add an extra oomph to your home?
Totally. Checks a lot of boxes.
Oh, so much. And that's the thing with people now, they spend so much money on the inside of their house and renovating this and doing that, and no one gets to see it. It's you get to see it over and over. Like, take some time now and, show the house. This is your prized possession. Where people drive by and tick their head and say, hey, look at that home. So that is where I feel it is going to come in handy throughout these extra warm months and throughout the year, really.
All right. So shifting gears a little here, who do you usually turn to when you're looking for advice or solutions for your business?
Well, right now, since it is a franchise, we do have some people who we work with amongst each other. So I do ask people, within the group, if we can. But then if they're not around, I go right to Big Star Lights, especially Kevin. With he answers my calls at any time, which it's like, we may have to go. It's like, I need help. And see two flight right artists. So the support from Big Star Lights alone has just been incredible. So that's one thing that makes me really want to push this, knowing that I have, such a backing not only from my other franchisees who are doing this as well, but the company itself just seems to be on the ball when it comes to supporting everybody and making sure we get things right. And, you know, and sometimes we make a mistake and everything, and they're here to help you. Like, they don't want to see us, you know, fail with this. They want us to succeed and, you know, really do wonders. So yeah, so shout out to Big Star for that extra support that they do. They do take the time to make sure we do the things right.
Yeah, well, thanks for the shout out. Really appreciate it. We want to support as much as possible. And we know that there is challenges when you're trying to figure out a new system, like we touched on earlier. But we really do want to just give you the confidence and the resources that you need to like be able to do what you do best. So
Yes, yeah, they had the videos. There's a training session that what we went through in the back end here for Big Star Lights, which was great. Yeah, step by step from installation, the tools, how it works, and all that. So yeah, you guys really do have everything set up in play to make anybody succeed when it comes to you know, what they want to start their own lighting business or just add it as a supplemental business to their current point. So yeah, shout out definitely Big Star for taking the time to do that.
yeah, thank you. Yeah, we put a lot of work into the community, and anybody out there watching this, you can find the community on our website. It's free to join, and there's a lot of resources in there. So yeah, check it out. And what you touched on as well, it's nice to hear that you have a network of like other installers, not just in the BSL community, but also with other franchise partners. I think it's good to be connected with other people and be able to bounce ideas off of them. So that's great to hear.
To tell you the truth too, it's not even just franchise. I was thinking about it too, because there's other companies, other guys who I work with. There's another person who had his own business, and he helped me with installing the lights too. So there's so much to go around. There's so many homes in this house. It's like there's no, you know, cutthroat, like, you know, red water, everybody's fighting for it and stuff like that. You work together. And me and him, we put together some lights to get on some homes that were a little complicated for me, but he's been experienced it for a little while. So he came along with me and helped me out. So as long as everybody's on the same page to, you know, wanting to the customer to just be happy and satisfied with the end product, yeah, you can just go places with just working together as opposed to just, you know, trying to fight for that need. Because like I said, there's just way too many homes in the world right now that you have to go and fight and go cutthroat with everybody.
It's so true. It should be more collaborative. Like there is just so much opportunity out there. Like when you drive around neighborhoods and you look at the houses that have lights, that don't have lights, there's so many houses that don't have lights.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's all about just the blue ocean is what I call it, man. Just, you know, what you put together and the blue ocean.
The blue ocean, you like that?
Yeah. So there's a blue ocean strategy, man. So you just go there and just, you know, find ways to work with everybody else. They'll make it all red water, everybody fighting each other and, you know, make a bloodbath. It's just blue ocean. Everybody's just living their own and doing their own thing. And just, yeah, work together, man. You're going to go better together.
Yeah. Who says business has to be cutthroat?
I don't get it.
Yeah.
That's what I say.
Yeah. One thing we've been focusing on is making sure that the people we work with aren't just buying our products. It's not just about selling stuff. We want to make sure that we support you with like the right tools, resources, and network. So if you had everything at your fingertips, what would be like the most valuable thing to you that you find helps you the most?
I think right now, I feel this is still a fairly new industry where it's now starting to pop. And I just think a little more consumer education, I think will do a lot of wonders for me and my business here. Because like I say, you talk about permanent light, people are like, what's that? What do you mean? Like, so you're still surprised at how many people don't really know what it is. So I feel just having that more resources to just share with them quickly, just what this is, how it works, and why it's beneficial compared to anything else out there that the traditional lights. I think that would probably be one of the key things, in my opinion, for me at least, to do. And then some of the little innovative things that has been coming out, like for example, when we first started here, we had to, when it's corners and you had to turn, we had to cut them and snip them. But then you guys come up with tools that you could just easily put these things into place to make the installation even more seamless. Yeah. So I feel that you guys are already coming out with more innovative, you know, products and things to make the installer side a lot easier. So more just a sales side, I just think it's just more awareness for people. Let people see what this actually is. And I think that'll make our job easier when we can just walk in. It's like, oh, I know about permanent lights. Can you do them? Yes, we can. And then go in and just take it and close the job or close the deals that way. So I just feel just a little more education that just dumbs it down and simplifies it for people, not too much technical and, you know, wattage and all this stuff that goes on there. Just why you want this, what you can do with it, and why it's going to make your home better or even more value.
100%. I hear you with the customer education aspect because, I mean, when I think about when I started as just a seasonal lighting installer, when I first heard about it, I was like, there's professional lighting installers. What? And like, I had to go through and like get educated about that. And I didn't even realize that businesses offered that as a service. And I think that translates as well to like the general public and homeowners. They're just starting to learn that that is a service that's out there. And then same thing beyond that with the permanent lighting.
That's right. And they also think it's probably even more expensive too, right? They need to know the value and all this because they're used to hearing about pot lights and all this, and those things are expensive. And thinking it has to connect to their electricity. You need an electrician to come in here and do that. That's what I'm getting too when I ask them. They're like, "Oh, so you're an electrician?" I was like, I'm not an electrician. Yeah. You don't need that because I'm not tapping into your wiring for your home. So a lot of people are intimidated thinking that you're coming in there and you're not messing with their wiring. No, but you're not professional to come in and do that. You just need a professional installer to just run it through and just plug into your 120 volt and then you're good to go. So that's something that I want people to realize and understand more, that it's not such a big job where we're tapping into some of the most delicate parts of your home, electricity.
Yeah, educating them that it's actually quite an easy system to install without a lot of complicated electrical work. And yeah, we are going to be working on that content. We've been hearing from you and like other pro installers in our network, and we're going to keep building out the resources and try as much as available.
Just keep it simple. Like, okay, it won't get too complicated. It's not as complicated as this. So just keep it simple for them. Here's what it is. Nice little one pager and why they want it. And yeah, I'll litter the whole town with them. Everybody here about to get one of them to see what it does.
All right, shifting gears again. What's a recent project that you're really proud of?
There was one, I wish I could show you a picture here, but we did a home that was about 200 feet of lights. And when it came out, it was just beautiful. Like, especially with the new Chronicle Pro, like that compared to what is out there in the market now. The lights, we have like 6 bulbs compared to these other ones, a little 1 bulb, and the functionality of them, the different lights and the different games you can even play on some of them. You can play games with some of these where you're putting the music and everything. So this new Chromable Pro compared to what I've seen out there in the market right now is seen to be above and beyond what is out there. And for the price too, it's still comparable into the price of what's out there in the mainstream market. So we really think the product line is top notch and it just needs to be seen. Just people need to know what these are. So I did get that case that I have there that I'm now able to walk in. So trust me, this year I'll be walking in as my technicians are cleaning them. I'll be talking to the client, popping this open and saying, hey, take a look. Let's see what it is that we can do. So
yeah, with the ChromaGlow display kit. Yeah, that's awesome.
Well, that is golden to have there. So if anybody's out there thinking about it, you walk in a room with that, you look like a boss. And keep going and you show them how this thing works right then and there without even having to connect to Wi-Fi. It's connected via Bluetooth. So you just plug it in and you connect to your phone and you could do this and show this at any time. So
if someone's watching this and thinking about hiring you, what's one thing you'd want them to know?
That once you hire someone, well, me and my technicians and everything, you're going to get quality and you're going to get customer service like no other. We will always make sure that the light is there. Our numbers, just like how Big Star is with us, we're like that to our customers as well. Like, just give us a call. Anything goes wrong, we're there to try to fix it, make sure everything runs smooth for your home and for the installation that has been done. So you're going to get top-notch customer service, hands down. And being part of the franchise and being part of the elite system, then you have someone to call on and to make sure that you're going to get the job done right.
And lastly, as we wrap things up here, more on like the business side and people getting into the industry, if there's someone on the fence about getting into the decorative lighting world or joining our community, what would you like to pass on to them and let them know?
Jump off the fence. Jump on the fence on the good side right now. Okay, now is the time to do it because, like I said, this is going to be a huge industry that I still feel is very young, and I still think there's going to be a lot of opportunity now. So if you are on the fence to, trying something new or adding a service line, lighting is the way to go. No ifs, ands, or buts, because in the end of the day, people will talk about it. Referrals will come so much easier once you do that first install and not. So yeah, I would say just jump off the fence, give it a shot. There's not much of an investment in my side of it too to come out right, because as you're doing this, you're sort of paying for the product as you're doing. So you don't have to have a lot of, inventory or not. As soon as you sell it, that's when you buy it. Then you get it and then you go and install it. So that's the thing about this industry here that I feel is really hands above the others. It's you can buy when you do, right? Not buy in the store and then hope that inventory just sits in your garage, in your basement or anything. It's just as you sell it, you get your orders, you get your job done, and you get paid for it. So
yeah, I would definitely say get off the fence, jump on it, give it a shot for a year, see how it goes. You literally have nothing to lose. Literally, you really have nothing to lose. So
Come on over. The grass is nice and green over here.
yeah, just kind of chill out, just band, roll on it, all that stuff. But just come and give it a shot. That's all I can say. You won't regret it. And again, you won't regret it financially, or you won't regret it for your business there too, because it's not any big heavy investments upfront in order to get this thing going.
All right, Jameel, thank you so much for taking the time to do this. I really do appreciate it and sharing your experiences so far. Yeah, we'll talk to you soon down the line.